everybody, I'm Claire and this is my vlog, Love Thread Sews. I am just in the car and I am off to my sewing social today, so I shall pop back on later. I might pop a little bit of footage and stuff in. I've just packed up my car, I need to head off now. I've got a half-hour drive there, so not too bad. The sun is shining, it's a good day. I can't wait to catch up with some of my sewing buddies. So I shall catch up with you again later and let you know what I've been up to and what I am planning to make next. Speak to you soon, bye! Hi everybody! I'm Claire and this is my vlog, Love Thread Sews. I know I already said that previously, but I am now back in my sewing room. So it is now the end of the day, so it is just coming up to 5 p.m. I've been home just under an hour and I haven't quite unpacked yet, so sort of just down here is my sewing machine and overlocker. I need to get that unpacked. I've got Ralphie in here with me. I know a couple of people said last week that they missed seeing him, so he's here. He's just having a little drink of water. So yeah, I'm back from my sewing social. So I had a lovely day today. It was a very chilled social. There were quite a lot of people on holiday today, so there was actually only 12 of us. And normally there's quite a lot more than that, so yeah, it was a very sort of chilled day today, but it was really lovely to catch up with a few of my sewing friends. So yeah, it was really lovely. So first of all, I will just share what I'm wearing, and one of the things that I'm wearing is one of the things that I was going to talk about on this video anyway. So I'll just step back and show you quickly what I'm wearing. So I have on a Naya t-shirt today. Oh, sorry, Ralphie. Sorry, Bubba. I've got a Naya t-shirt on today and I've paired them with my new Winnie trousers. So these are the first pair of Winnie trousers that I made, and they are in a viscose linen that I had in my stash. And I did put these on last time. I sort of, a couple of vlogs ago, I think I asked what people thought about which fabric I should use, and this seemed to be the most popular one. It was a fabric I was thinking about destashing, but I'm glad I didn't because they have turned out really nicely. So I've got two little pockets here. I've got two big pockets at the back. And yeah, I think these are a really nice trouser. So I finished these last week and I then immediately cut out another pair and sewed another pair up. So they are here. And I was just going to talk about the Winnies quickly, just to give you a little bit of information. So these are the new trouser pattern from Tilly and the Buttons. They come in a good size range. It's her normal size 1 to 15, so she has quite a broad size range. The sort of design on the front of the pattern didn't overly sell it to me, if I'm honest. I don't think the styling on the pattern is that great, and I think it's possibly put a few people off, but I did see somebody make a pair of these up and they look so good that I thought, actually, yes, I do want that pattern. So it was only because of that that made me buy the pattern. Otherwise I possibly may not have. I'm really glad I have, because I actually really love these. So you've got this nice kind of shaped pocket. They are mainly elasticated, and they've got this nice sort of bit where you sew through the waistband, and then you've got this bit at the front which is nice and flat, so they do actually sit quite nicely on. And then you have these pockets on the back as well. They're quite big pockets, to be honest. A couple of people have sort of mentioned to me that the pockets look quite big, not just on mine but on every pair that they've seen, and I probably would agree. And to be honest, I'm thinking my next pair that I make, I might actually reduce the pockets a little bit, so I might kind of like just make them a bit shorter so they're not quite as long, because they do seem unusually large back pockets. But I have got the right size for the size that I've done. So with regards to sizing, these actually do come up quite roomy. They're a very slight barrel leg, but I will pop a couple of pictures in up here so that you can see the full length of the outfit. But the the barrel leg is not overly pronounced, so it's very, very subtle, and I think it's actually a really nice sort of design. It's not sort of like overly exaggerated, so something like the bob pants by Styluck are quite an exaggerated kind of barrel shape. I know barrel shape legged is quite popular at the moment, but these have just got a very subtle barrel leg. Now they do come up quite big, and I had heard that before, so generally I measure in Tilly patterns, I come out as a size 5, and I had seen other people mention that they do come up quite big, so it was advisable to size down by 1, possibly even 2. I sized down by 1, so I made the size 4, and basically they're perfect for me. I did make an adjustment on the length, so because I'm petite, the rise on the trousers are always a little bit too long for me. If I leave them as they are, they tend to kind of hang down a little bit longer than they should. These are quite high-waisted, so you would generally sit them kind of above the belly button, which actually does make them quite comfortable, but they would have still been too long in the rise for me, so I took 1 inch out of the rise, and I took 1 inch out of the leg length a bit further down, and then I took them up as per the pattern instructions. They sit kind of just on my ankle, just round about sort of ankle length. I think some of the other versions I've seen are possibly a little bit shorter, but being petite, they come out sort of ankle length on me, and that's by taking 1 inch out of the leg length. I could make them maybe a little bit more cropped, but making that adjustment on the rise is absolutely perfect for me, so I absolutely love them. Now this is quite a different fabric for me. Up close, this is a sort of a dark red kind of raspberry sort of colour, I guess, and I really loved it. This was actually a remnant that I bought from Jenny Stitches, and it is a lightweight cotton twill. It's absolutely perfect for these trousers. I would say anything like a viscose linen, like a cotton twill, but not a heavyweight sort of cotton twill, maybe more of a lightweight, or even a sort of a cotton, is absolutely perfect for these. And yeah, the size 4 just came out perfectly and fits me very well, and I think we've taken that inch out of the rise. They have turned out perfectly, so yeah, I will pop a couple of pictures in so that you can see what they look like fully, but I'm really pleased with them. And yeah, so this is a slight, sorry, I meant to say this sort of colourway is a slight departure from what I would normally go for. I thought they were going to be a little bit more sort of red, I think, but actually when I wear them and you're looking at them from a distance, it actually looks a little bit more pink than red, which is not what I would normally go for. So I was having a look in my sort of wardrobe really to see if I had any kind of tops that go with these, and because I don't really wear pink very often, I don't really have anything suitable that kind of matches that well with this kind of colour. So a nice white t-shirt would be good. I do have a couple of ready to wear tops, but I think I'm going to look for some sort of nice quality plain white cotton jersey so that I can make a top to go with these and a couple of other things that I've got in my wardrobe. But I didn't really have anything else suitable, so I was having a look in my stash to see what I had, and I was also looking at possibly trying a different pattern out as well, because as you know, I have made quite a few of the Naya tees, and I quite fancied trying to find a t-shirt that came a little bit lower, and there is a new pattern out by Chalk and Notch, which I actually decided to buy this week. So it was on sale because it's a new release, and I had seen a couple of versions of this online, and I thought actually that is really nice. That's the sort of thing I think I'm looking for. So you have quite a lot of variations with this pattern. So you have the option to do it as a dress, or a kind of a little top, and then you've got like a vest top, a normal t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, and then the same with the dress. So there's quite a lot of variations, and on top of that you also have the option to do a high neck at the front, a high neck at the back, low neck at the front, a low neck at the back. You can do a combination of both. You can do low at the front and back, you can do high at the front and the back. So there's a lot of opportunity to do lots of different things with this. So I really quite liked the look of that. The sizing seems pretty good. It's got two bust cup options and also comes in sizes 0 to 30. So it is very size inclusive, has you know, good options for bust cups. So I decided to, I was really excited by this actually. So I printed it off and stuck it all together this week. Cut out a t-shirt, and I actually made up a t-shirt just as a trial out of a piece of remnant that I had in my stash. So I think I had about 1/2 metre, and I thought I would try it out. It's fairly short, but I really love how it's turned out actually. So this is all finished. I finished this last night. Now I did have a little bit of an issue, and I'm a little bit gutted about this. So the I decided to do the low front and the low back, and I didn't have quite enough fabric to cut the neckband out as one piece. So it's quite a long piece. I don't think, oh, I have got it to hand here actually. So it's quite a long sort of pattern piece, and the little remnant of fabric that I had just wasn't long enough. So what I did was I cut it in half, folded it in half, and then I cut it out as 2 pieces. I just made sure that I cut a little bit extra on the end of the fabric so that I could join it together here. So I ended up with 2 joins either side. But I think what you're supposed to do with the neckband is you're meant to cut it out as one whole thing. Sorry about Rafi in the background. Do you mind, Rafi? I'm talking. You're meant to cut it out as one whole thing, and then when you attach it to the top, you're meant to quarter the neckband, and then obviously quarter the top. So you've got the 2 shoulder seams, and then you find your centre point at the front and the back. Now I didn't do that. Because I had 2 seams on my neckband, I sort of put the 2 seams of the neckband in line with the seam, the shoulder seam. So you can see there I've got a little seam, and also here, so I've got 2 seams on there. So I did that, and I thought, as I was kind of attaching it, I thought the front, normally you just have to kind of very slightly pull the neckband to fit onto the garment, and that is what helps a t-shirt lay flat. But there wasn't as much sort of pulling of it, you know, sort of to get it to fit on the front part of the top. But I carried on regardless. The back was fine, and I should have, at that point, I should have stopped, unpinned it, and then sort of repositioned it, but I didn't. I carried on, and I sewed it all together. Then I overlocked it, and then I then top stitched everything down, and then I thought, right, I'm going to try this on. I was so excited. I tried it on, and unfortunately the front neckband is too loose, and it's kind of sticking out a little bit. It looks like I've stretched it out. I haven't. It's just I haven't quartered it properly and put it on properly. So yeah, I'm a little bit gutted about that, to be honest, because I think this goes really nicely with these trousers, because there's some colours, similar colours in there. I know this is a stripe, but I think with the 2 together, I think it's really nice. So I will pop a little picture in to show you, but I love how this top looks, especially with the low front and the low back. I think it's beautiful actually. It's fairly cropped. It's quite cropped for what I would normally go for. I did actually add 4 centimetres to the bottom of this because I was worried it was going to be a little bit too cropped. But I did deliberately make it cropped to sit on the waistband of these trousers, because these are high-waisted. I didn't want and a little bit looser fitting. I didn't want the top to be too long so that it kind of sat too far down on the trousers. So a little bit like this sort of Naya t-shirt, that kind of length, where it just sits where the pockets are, and you can see here how high these kind of come up. So the t-shirt just kind of sits over that waistband, and that's what I was looking for with that one. So the length of this is pretty perfect for those trousers, but I'm just really gutted about the neckband. I think there's going to be too much work to unpick that. I did try a little sort of hack where I inserted a little bit of elastic along that neckband. I just kind of sewed it over the top of the top stitching that I'd done, just to kind of secure it, and I thought maybe that will bring it in a bit. It's done absolutely nothing to it. At my social today, I stood at the ironing board and ran a really hot steamy iron over it, and that doesn't seem to have done anything to it either. So I think I either you know, just kind of wear that at home, maybe not out and about, or the other option is that I either unpick, which I don't really fancy doing with all of the top stitching and overlocking, whether I cut it off or, you know, just admit defeat and, you know, move on and make another one instead. This was obviously just a remnant, so but I just love the colours in this, so I'm a little bit annoyed, well, not annoyed, but just a little bit gutted it didn't quite work, and that was all my own fault. At my sewing social today, my lovely friend Julie, she had she'd got given a, well, not given, but I think she actually purchased a bag of remnant fabrics from one of the other ladies that goes to our social. So she was showing us what was in the bag, and there was a particular fabric. Rafi, what are you doing? Come here. There was a particular fabric. When she pulled it out, she said, "Oh, this is just you. This is." So yeah, she was showing us all of the fabrics that she'd got in this kind of remnant bag of remnants, and there was one particular fabric, and when she pulled that out, she said, "Oh, this is very you," and she gave it to me. So it was about 1/2 metre, or maybe just very slightly over 1/2 metre of a viscose jersey. And so while I was there, I decided to cut out another one of these tops, and this is the fabric. So it's a very bright kind of it's a dark sort of maroon sort of colour with this red and pink in it, and I just think that is stunning, and I think possibly that might go quite well with these trousers as well. So I'm quite keen to make that up. I'm hoping that the neckband goes a little bit better this time. So yeah, I've got that one all cut out, ready to go. So, you know, if I can't rescue this, then you know, I've got other options. And I do have a plain sort of dark kind of burgundy colour, maybe sort of a bit like this, a little bit darker than that, which I'm also planning on making one with as well. So it might get a little bit boring, but I think you might end up seeing a few of these sort of Tess t-shirts, because I think the design of it I think is great. And oh yeah, so I actually cut the size 14, and I have gone with the CD cup option, just because I'm a little bit bigger chested, and it's actually worked out perfectly. It's a really nice fit, and I feel quite comfortable in that top when I tried it on. So I will pop a little picture in to show you of what this kind of failed one looks like, so that you can see. But yeah, hopefully you'll agree it is a nice looking top, so I'm looking forward to getting that done. So yeah, so this week obviously I made 2 pairs of Winnie trousers, and then that sort of test trial of the Tess t-shirt. So pretty good sewing week for me so far. So what is next? Well, as I mentioned, I've cut out another Tess t-shirt, and I think there will probably be a few more of those on the horizon. So I will probably get that other one kind of sewn up fairly quickly. I have also been working on my other Simmy skirt this week. So this is the skirt by Tammy Handmade, and I've made it in this Nerida Hansen what do you call it, canvas, like a cotton canvas. So I finished this at my social today. All I need to do now is put the buttons or snaps on. I think I'm going to do the same, so it just overlaps at the front, and then you either put buttons and buttonholes or snaps. I put sort of poppers on my last one in like a rainbow sort of shade, and I have some plain black snaps, and I think they will work quite well with this, so I think I'm going to go with that. So this is a little quite a short mini skirt. It's just got a facing inside. It's very neat the way it's all done. So you just turn that over, and it's got no kind of waistband as such that, you know, kind of digs in, which I quite like about, because any kind of like denim type skirt, I find it a bit uncomfortable with when it's got like the button, but this is quite nice with the buttons down. It's just a very nice A-line skirt. I did size down on this version because the first one I made came out a bit big, so I adjusted the pattern, and trying this around me today, I think it's going to fit quite well. So you have a couple of little darts on the back. I didn't bother pattern matching this fabric, so it's not quite pattern matching down the front, but I'm okay with that. So I mean, it doesn't look too bad, and I think because the pattern is quite busy, so I'll probably get that finished tomorrow and get the poppers on that, and then that will be another little skirt finished. So I'm looking forward to getting that done. I've got these little pockets on the front as well, which is quite nice. So yeah, that was quite a successful, almost finished that today. And then I still had a little bit of time. I finished that, I think, by about 2:30. So I had also taken another project with me, which was the Hope dress. So the Style Arc Hope dress has been on my wish list for quite a long time. I've been wanting to make it, but I've always been a little bit undecided on sizing. A while ago, my mum made the dress, and so I tried on hers, and my mum is taller than me, and her sizing is slightly differently to mine. So after trying hers on, I knew that I needed to size down on the dress. So she had made a size 14, and it kind of swamped me a little bit. You could tell it was just a little bit too big on me. So I decided to cut out the size 12, and then did my usual adjustment where I shortened the bodice. So this is it's kind of a raglan sleeve dress. I will pop in a picture of it up here so that you can see what the line drawing looks like. But I think quite a lot of people are familiar with this dress because it's quite a lot of people have made this. And it's one that I've not made yet, so I've been wanting to make for a little while. So I did make a start on it at my sewing social, and I have got so far with my bodice, and I am making it in this fabric that I got from Beyond the Pink Door, and this is the Funfetti fabric in a lovely viscose. I think this is an Eco Vero viscose. It's absolutely beautiful to work with. It actually reminds me quite a lot of a viscose that I used for the Sewing Therapy tie dress that I had previously bought from Lamazi Fabrics. It has a very similar feel to it. So the bodice is kind of partially constructed. I now need to attach the skirt to this, and the side seams of the bodice are all still open, and the sleeve, then you sew up the side seams of the sleeve, and then I think they are gathered with some elastic. And it seems like it's fitting okay at the moment. I tried it on at my sewing social, and one of the ladies just pinned the side seam together, and it seems like it's going to be a fairly good fit. So I'm hoping that once it's all properly constructed, it will be a good fit. And then the back is it's done up partially, and then you've got this little open bit at the top, and you just put a loop and a button at the top just to secure that bit together. So it's going to be fairly simple to come together, I think. So yeah, I'm looking forward to moving on to that and giving that one, carrying on with that one. So yeah, that is what I've been working on. So yeah, quite a lot of sort of projects in progress and almost finished. So I think I'll probably get a few of those done. I've got a full sewing day ahead of me tomorrow. So on Sunday, when this video comes out, my husband is out playing golf all day tomorrow. So I've got a full day to myself, and I will probably just do quite a lot of sewing, I would imagine. Other than that, not sure what my plans are next. I do have an ongoing list, so I need to kind of work out. I am sort of half thinking about autumnal makes, but I also do have a summer holiday coming up still at the beginning of October, so I may still do a little bit of summer sewing for that. I mean, I would really love to try some swimwear, but we're not really going to somewhere that has a pool necessarily. We've booked kind of an Airbnb, and we have some outdoor space, like a terrace and stuff. So if I do get around to making some swimwear, then it will just be for sort of laying out in the sun. So I'm not sure if I will get a chance or whether I will do that before I go on holiday. If not, then I will possibly look to do that sort of next year. But I don't have anything specifically that I want to make for the holiday. I have quite a lot of things already, and I've got some shorts and bits and pieces. I'm only going for a week, so I don't need tons of stuff. So I may already have enough, so I'm not going to put loads of pressure on myself to make lots of things for the holiday. So we'll just see how I feel. I sort of, I do kind of flit in and out of different things, so we'll see how that goes. But obviously I will share on here anything that I'm planning, and anything that I sort of make between here and now. So I do have a few sort of fabrics that have come into my sewing space recently, so I thought you might want to see those. I know sharing fabric hauls, a lot of people seem to like seeing that, and so I thought I would share them. I'll try and rush through them as quickly as I can, because I'm conscious that we're already on I've already done over 25 minutes already, so I thought I would just share. So I bought a few sort of sale fabrics and a couple of non-sale fabrics, but there has been quite a lot of sales and stuff on recently with the recent bank holiday that we had. Coming to the end of summer here in the UK, I think a few of the fabric shops are now trying to sell off some of their summer fabrics so that they can make space for their kind of more winter and cozy fabrics. So I did take advantage of some of the sales. So Fabric Godmother had a sale where they were selling off some of their quite a few of their sort of their own prints actually, and there were some really good things in the sale. Now, I mean, I could have gone crazy and bought quite a lot. I tried to restrain myself. I bought one fabric that has been in my wish list for quite a while, and I do have this fabric already in my stash in the black colourway, but I thought I would treat myself to the lighter colourway, and it is this. So this is the viscose linen. I ordered 2 meters and there was actually 2.3 meters left, so they sent me the extra, so I actually have 2.3 meters of this. Now, I was having a look at this week, and I was sort of thinking, should I make myself another pair of the Winnie trousers in this? And I think this fabric would be absolutely perfect for that. What I'm not sure about is whether I should go for the lighter colour, and I'm just not sure if it would be sort of too see-through. I mean, I've got my hand underneath there, and you can't see my hand. And I guess with kind of like nude underwear underneath it, it would probably be fine. So I'm thinking maybe for my holiday it might be quite nice to make a pair of Winnie trousers out of that. I do still need to wash this. I haven't pre-washed this one yet. So this is the Naya viscose linen. That was my first purchase from them, and then I only bought one other fabric from them in the sale, and I actually saw Rachel from Stitched Up share this, and I hadn't seen this when I initially looked on there. So I went back and had a look, and I found it, and because I thought it was absolutely stunning, and it's this fabric. So this is so soft, but it's actually a viscose sateen. So I'll just stand up and show you a little bit more. So it's got quite a floral feel to it, but it was the colours. So this is actually called I think like a coral or a coral red, and then it's got these lovely pops of like this bright turquoise and some other kind of purpley green colours. And I just thought that was so pretty. This one has been washed already, so it's looking a little bit crinkly, and that is because it has already been through the wash, and I've already stored this in my stash. I don't know if I'm going to get to make this up this sort of side of the summer now, so it may be one that goes on the back burner for next summer perhaps, but yeah, I couldn't really resist that. 50% off their fabrics were, so it was a little bit hard to resist. I got 3 meters of that one. And then next I bought this is another Fabric Godmother fabric, but I bought this one from a D-stash, and on the D-stash for Palestine account I saw a fabric pop up on there which caught my eye. Went to have a look, and then there was kind of like a page to swipe on the same post. Yeah, on the same post you could kind of swipe across, and the second fabric, the one I actually bought, was it was like a second photo on that particular post, so I'm not sure if anyone had actually spotted it, because you had to scroll through to find it, and I was so pleased to come across it, because I've wanted this fabric for quite a long time, but nobody seems to have it anymore. So when this lady destashed it, I sort of immediately saw it and thought, right, I'm having that. So it's this fabric here. This is a viscose crepe, so it's just 1.5 meters, so I think it will probably be just enough for a nice blouse or a top, but those colors are just stunning. And yeah, I don't think you can get this fabric anymore. I've not seen it available anywhere. So I was really pleased to come across that and sort of pick up a piece of that. So yeah, I have to have a little think, but I think that would make a nice kind of sort of autumn winter sort of blouse. I think that would be really nice. So yeah, I have to have a think about which one I make with that. And then I also bought a fabric from Fabric Boutique in the sale. So this is a Lady McElroy fabric. I actually bought 3.5 meters of this because I've made a sagebrush top in I think the viscose version of this fabric, and I absolutely love it and the colours in it. And when I saw this come up in the sale, I think it was about 12, maybe 10 or 12 pounds a metre, which is, is really reasonable for a Lady McElroy. And it's this fabric here. So this one is actually a cotton lawn, and I thought that would just make a lovely kind of shirt dress or something like that. So it's got this lovely kind of black background, and then all of these bright sort of floral print on it. And yeah, I thought that was so pretty. That one hasn't been pre-washed yet, so it's still all nicely folded, but it's very smooth to touch and just feels lovely. So yeah, I can't wait to do something with that one. And then I bought some fabrics from Rainbow Fabrics. So they have recently had a 50% off sale of everything on their website. Now, I do think you have to be quite quick in these situations because their fabrics seem to sell really quickly. So I did miss out on a couple of things, but I've got a lot of fabric, as you know. I wasn't too worried, but I did pick up a couple of fabrics that I am really pleased with. So I'm pleased that I got them because they have since sold out, unfortunately. So the first one I picked up was this. Now this one has just come off my Aera. It's been through the wash, so it's looking a little bit creased. But this is a little pinstripe denim. So it's a fairly good weight denim, and I thought that would look really nice as a pair of like jeans or something. I really want to sort of tackle a little bit of jeans making this sort of winter, and in my head I'm kind of thinking I would like to try maybe a few different sort of jeans patterns, and now that I feel like I've kind of been making a few more trousers that have been a little bit more successful, I feel like I want to revisit sort of jeans making and really try to get a pair that fit me well. And I have got quite a lot of denim in my stash that I would like to start getting through, so I know I've just added to it, but yeah, I really liked this kind of pinstripe denim, so that was one that I bought. Now all of these fabrics from Rainbow were all half price. I think I probably mentioned that, but I have 2 meters of that denim. Then I bought 3 meters of this one. This is a nice lightweight sort of cotton gingham. So this is the end of it. So it's not too see-through, but those colours, I just love that blue. It's just so nice. And I bought 3 meters of that, and I think that would be perfect for a nice dress of some kind. So possibly like a nice easy fit-in sort of buffet style dress. But yeah, I really love that sort of bright blue, cobalt blue. So I think that is going to make a lovely dress. And did I say I got 3 meters of that? I think I did. And then the other one, I've had my eye on this for quite some time, but I hadn't ever bought it. I think it went out of stock previously, came back in, and it's this fabric. It's actually beautiful quality. So this is one of their sort of brushed cotton twills. It's definitely a trouser weight fabric. I kind of knew that it was going to be, and again I think that would make a lovely pair of trousers. So it's this kind of dogtooth sort of design in this sort of lighter beige and black, but yeah, I think that is lovely, so I'm really pleased I got some of that. And I got 2 meters of that one as well, so I think it's fairly wide, so definitely will get a pair of trousers out of that. So I didn't spend that much really on those. Now the other place I have bought some fabric from is the Fabric Obsession. So this is a fabric shop that is being run by Becky from What Beck Sews and Adele from Sew for Serenity. And I feel like this fabric shop is the shop of my dreams, if I'm honest. They are doing so many nice fabrics, and Becky and Adele I have quite similar tastes in fabric to both of them, so a lot of their fabrics appeal to me, so I do have to be really careful not to buy too much from them, and I do have to kind of rein it in a little bit. So when they shared they do sort of like a live every Friday sharing some of their fabrics, and I saw this particular fabric and I was worried that was going to sell out quite quickly, so I decided to buy myself a piece of it, and it is this. So this is a French terry. Now they did have like a bright pink and orange version of this, which is absolutely beautiful, but when I saw this kind of turquoisey blue, I thought, yeah, that is just stunning. So it's a lightweight French terry, and I kind of see this as maybe a jumper dress, like a billy or something like that. I did buy 2 meters. It's fairly wide, and yeah, I just think that is absolutely stunning. So I actually ordered that online, and that actually came in the post. And along with that, I also ordered a little pack of labels, because they are also doing some labels, and I did put one of them in this little t-shirt. So I'll just show you. So it's these that say Dog Mum, because I thought they're very fitting for me. So yeah, that was that little purchase. And then I thought, right, that's it. I'm not going to be buying any more fabric for a while, because, you know, I've got quite a lot I need to get through. And then I went to my social today, and Becky and Adele had all of their fabrics there, and it was far too tempting, let's just say. So I ended up making a couple of purchases there. So the first fabric that I bought was this, and this is a red needle cord. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see the texture there. So this is a very lightweight needle cord. It has a little bit of drape to it. This is obviously a nice bright red, an absolutely stunning colour. I actually bought 3 meters of this because last year I made a Maya Sotis dress in a sort of quite a bright green needle cord, and I basically want to recreate it in the red, so I bought the red needle cord for that purpose. So this has actually been bought specifically to make that. And then I had a little bit of a splurge when I saw this fabric. I really couldn't resist it, and it's just stunning. So it's actually a fabric godmother fabric, and it is this puffer fabric. Look at that, it's absolutely beautiful. So it has these big kind of butterflies on it, and all of these colours, and then it's got these polka dots. And the back of the fabric, if I can show you, can't get into it, the back of the fabric is a plain black, and then obviously you've got this bright colourful sort of design on the front, and I think that's just stunning. So I bought 2 meters of this from them, and I would really like to turn this into a little jacket, maybe something like the Hosea jacket by Megan Nielsen. I think it's Megan Nielsen. I haven't made that yet, so I would really like to give that a go. So I'm thinking that I might do that with this fabric. And I actually did put a few of my fabrics on to Vinted this week or last week, and I have sold a few of them and made a little bit of money. So the money that I've spent today on these fabrics from Fabric Obsession is basically from my Vinted account. So rather than directly from my bank account. So that's quite good. And then I bought another little pack of labels from them. I saw these and it just reminded me of the 80s. I'm an 80s girl at heart, and these ones say relax, and I love that sort of neon pop on them, and thought they were really nice. They're just kind of flat labels, these ones. But yeah, I liked that, relax. They had a lot of labels to choose from, so it was quite hard, but I quite like the colours of that. So that's everything that I wanted to share with you today. I think that's probably enough. I've been talking for about 40 minutes now, so I'm gonna get this video edited this evening and get it up ready to go up tomorrow on Sunday. So I hope you have enjoyed hearing about what I've been making, what items I've got in progress, and also seeing some of the fabrics that I've bought. So I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. My subscriber numbers seem to be a little bit static recently. So yeah, I'm not quite sure why that is, but I think at the moment it's quite a quiet period for people being on holiday and stuff, so it could possibly be something like that anyway. But you know, it's all good. I love doing these videos for you, so if you also enjoy them, please don't forget to give me a like, and feel free to comment below and let me know what you've been up to sewing wise as well, and I look forward to hearing from you. So thank you for watching today's video, and I shall see you again in my next video. Thanks, bye.